Yep.
And a 16 to hit with the third.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you are rocked by 3 Eldritch Blasts. For a grand total of 30 points of force damage.
Oh! Ow! Oh, I'm against the wall as these, like, because I have no idea where they're coming from, and they just interact with me as I just get flung up against these stairs.
Basically, yeah.
Imagine you're like...
As the bolts of just eldritch force reach out, she doesn't even extend her hands. They fire out of her eyes. Just pew 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 pew.
Laser beams.
Man, that's so cool. I wish I could have seen that. It was this damn hood.
Can you decorate?
Yeah. Cover.
All right. Back to the top with Wilhelm.
Wilhelm blast goes off. The person who is chasing after Wrath and is going to attempt to skewer them.
Okay.
That is going to be 23.
That is definitely more than enough. It's a quick stab. What happens? They do not have the... Even if you roll minimum damage...
Yeah, and I wasn't gonna use sneak attack because I'm saving my sneak attack for my next move, but...
Okay.
Or... Actually, anyway. So they don't even see me coming. They're too busy, like, reeling from the blinding light of Wrath after Wrath broke out from the grapple, and they don't even see me coming. I, like, emerge from the darkness just screaming with my rapier in hand, and you just hear a quick, ah, and then I drive the rapier through their side, so it goes, like, right through their chest from one end to the other. And then as I pull it out, they kind of just slump over. And I continue, like, without even skipping a beat, I twirl around and continue over to this rock. And I yell out to Wrath, and I'm like, Wrath, get your head in the game. We need you here. And I pull out my crossbow, and I'm going to shoot at the magical-eyed woman.
Okay.
But I guess I wouldn't get sneak attack against her anyway, unless am I still hidden from her? Or is she aware of me?
She is aware of you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I will also note that because she's hexed Wrath, the fairy fire on Ruby is gone.
Ah. Well, I'm gonna shoot her anyway. Getting a 20.
Okay, that is a hit.
And that's gonna be for a simple 6 damage.
Alrighty.
Crouched behind these rocks, yelling at Wrath to get back in here.
Okay.
Was it this guy trying to show me how to use an axe? First shot is a crit! Yeah!
Oh, man!
Ah! Okay. Yes.
Rudy, you're a crit monster.
Monster! So that's...
It's so good.
14 damage.
Oh.
Yeah.
He grunts under the force of the blow.
Second shot. Ooh, 25 to hit.
Jeez.
9 damage.
He falls to one knee. He's still standing. But he's still alive, but falls to one knee.
Alright, I'll take my third shot against him. Another 25 damage!
Oh, man.
Dice! For 7 damage.
It's enough.
Oh, man.
You're just chopping them so hard.
What happens?
I lower my axe towards his neck and I say, you've learned your lesson about proper axe wielding, and I pop his head off.
Rudy Whittaker, the head taker.
Oh man.
Red Huntsman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Breathe it in, Rudy.
The neck shooting little squirts of blood.
And I just turn towards the person that's been firing arrows at me and I say, "Come for you."
You're scary.
This person here drops the torch and runs and dashes and starts running up the stairs.
Do they run past? I guess Raph is blind.
I have no idea.
That is the goal, is to really not have to fight them, but have them run away from you.
The other, over here, she fires a single arrow at you, Rudy, which goes wide and then continues to run as well. The woman with the octarine eyes, they burn with octarine light. Wrath, it is your turn.
Can I try to take the helmet off of the hood off?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I run up to the one with the octarine eyes, and I'm gonna cast Vampiric Touch. It's the spell I picked up for my level 6, and I'm going to press my hands into her temple and press my thumbs over her eyes, and I say, "You do not know the power you are dealing with," and I'm going to try to drain the life out of her.
Okay.
I get a 22 to hit. And for 13 necrotic damage.
It is a hit. And it goes through. So you regained half those hit points. Vampirically.
13, 7 or 6.
I will give you a 7.
Because I don't have Hex anymore. So that he's fine. Everything's fine. And Bruce is gonna run up and help for Wilhelm on her.
Okay, let me just fix something here. Alrighty. I think that brings us around to
I'm now listening to episode
Lagra's
9,
dead.
Voices in the
That
Dark.
would be Blake. Okay. She
Shadows of
grits
Drakenfall.
her teeth,
Drunkenheim.
and she says, "You know not the forces that you meddle in." And as she does so, she touches her brain, and this pulse of gleaming energy fires out from her mind itself, sending streaming beams that look like the synapses of a brain just firing out in the area in front of her. Wilhelm and Wrath, the two of you can both make intelligence saving throws.
Oh no.
I got a 16.
I get a 7.
Okay, Wrath, you fail. Wilhelm, you succeed. This is synaptic static. Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Oh, that's a lot of 6s. Wow, that's a lot of 6s. Okay, that might be the... Okay. So that's a grand total of... Wow, I rolled 5 6s, so that's 30. It's 40 psychic damage.
If I save, do I take half?
Yes.
If I uncanny dodge, do I take half of half?
You can't uncanny dodge a spell. It's gotta be an attack.
Fair. So I take 20.
I'm down.
Oh,
That's
man.
too much for Wrath, and his eyes roll back into his head, and he just like collapses on the ground.
Yeah. In your mind are lingering uncontrollable truths. But yeah, Wrath,
Oh.
you're down.
Oh,
Bruce is still there. Because Bruce wasn't in the area. You put Bruce in her square, but yeah, she cast it to get the two of you. You still have Bruce's help, Wilhelm. It's your turn.
So Wilhelm blasted. He like kind of blocks the sight of it a little bit, but he has to like give his head a shake, and he looks up and sees Wrath just collapse and goes, "Damn it, these damn magic users!" And he charges and pulls out his rapier again and just goes for the skewering once more.
Alrighty.
So rolling with advantage. 19.
It's a hit.
And I'm going to
Sorry.
sneak attack with Bruce counts as an ally.
Yep.
Good. Oh, that was a sad roll. That's going to be 14 damage.
Alright. She's bloody, but she cries out in pain. The energy of her hex spell dissipates.
And with my blade still in her, I pull out the crossbow and like push it up against. If I miss, then that's going to be ridiculous. But I push it up right against her, and I'm going to fire my crossbow as a bonus action.
Okay.
Getting a 17
That is also a hit.
for an additional 9 damage.
She pulls her head away as you level the crossbow at her. She pulls her head away just off to the side, and the crossbow bolt goes through her nose, leaving just this awful scar on her face. And she blinks for a moment, but she's still standing.
I am then going to continue to move. So that was 20. So good. So I move back towards where Rudy is.
Okay.
You sure you want to be in that?
she's got her sights.
Rudy, it's your turn.
Okay, I see Wrath go down, and I literally go into like a mama bear mode, and I'm like, and then you just see me pound up to her. I'm like, well, I'm out of the way. And me and Houdini are coming at it. I'm pretty sure I can get 30, right?
Yep.
30. And then Houdini, and I'm just like both axes up, and I'm like, you don't hurt my family, and I bring them down on her. So take some helping. I roll advantage again, and I get another crit.
Let's find out the damage, but she can't survive that crit.
No, she can't. It's 15 damage.
And she turns around and feels her nose where the crossbow bolt went through. You just bring the axe right into the middle of her skull.
You know what I imagine as well as that, as I'm running towards, I use my bonus action to shift. So I've already shifted into this like maddening like wolf woman, and I'm like, ugh. So I gain 9 temporary hit points. And then bring an axe down on her, and then
I imagine that all happens super fast. Like I come in, I stab, I shoot, and then as I'm moving away, you're charging like towards me, and I like move out of the way as you run past, just to like it all happens in a matter of seconds, and
Is
it's
there-
just a
I'm
little
assuming
dance.
that guy's up the stairs already.
Yeah, it's their turn now. and you hear the bells running. Here is our last survivor, and you actually see them slink into the darkness in this direction.
Well, I had one more attack because I took one. I was like, can I hand axe it?
With disadvantage, yeah, you could.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna try. You know what? Disadvantage gives me 20.
Like, that's a hit.
11 damage.
So just at absolute maximum range, you see the archer over here turning to run, and just take the axe that was buried in the warlock's face, pull it back, and whip it into the darkness where it lands and collapses the chest cavity of the last survivor. As the other runs frantically up the stairs, the bells ringing in the staircase.
I just turned to the other two. Well, I turned to Willem and said, "Can you help him?" Point to Wrath on the ground.
I awkwardly first I'm look bag, and then I'm and then I start going through Wrath's pockets, and you have ointment.
Yeah, I have the Kia Tom's ointment. I think
I pull out the ointment and I unscrew the lid, and I'm just like, do I put it on his body or in his mouth? I'll just do both. And I smear it all over your face and some into your mouth, and I'm kind of just like, Wrath, buddy.
18.
You ran around for a while with a bag on your head and didn't do much.
It was the way.
Are you okay?
I have seen everything. My brain is very cloudy. I met with Bruce in another place and time.
Rudy, he's gone insane.
It was beautiful. Why did you bring me back? It was awful. It's awful here. This mortal realm is confusing and irritating.
Your job isn't finished, Wrath.
And I get up.
As long as I have breath in my body, I will bring you back from the edge every time, sir.
Thank you. I'm just a little confused. It pierced my mind, and I collapsed. It was like getting hit with a sledgehammer in my math, and I forget and remember everything.
I think we might need to take a bit of a rest. I think we might need to fall back. I'm not doing too well. Unless, how much ointment do we have? Can I rub it? Can all of us cover ourselves in ointment and carry on, or should we head back up the stairs and find a safe place? I mean,
I would say, you know what? And I shift out of my shifter form. I say, I mean, I could use a little break. Clean up some of this blood on me, you know.
The good news is we've cleared out several people in here. Now, if we leave, they're going to know that we were here, and they might be able to spend that time searching for us. I say that if we were to take a break, we need to be somewhere hidden and safe, and we might need to keep watches. We're in dangerous territory, but I am wounded, and I can see that the two of you are wounded as well. I don't think we can carry on forward right now.
I want to quickly check the body of the mage, the woman.
Yeah.
Any personal effects or clues?
Yes. On her person, she has a few. She has a few things that are on her person. The first thing is you kind of turn her over and look at what is through all the blood.
Rudy.
Still intact despite all this, she has a scroll case on her person and 6 thin vials of various colors of glowing liquid, and she also has a strap to a belt on a chain. It looks like a shard of delirium that has been encased in a glass globe. So it kind of has this, as you actually hold it up and twist it around, it actually looks like a cat's eye in a strange way. Or like an eye with a very thin iris. Like that of like a like, you know how some things like cats and snakes have that very thin sort of eye. It's like a purple pupil amidst a completely clear glass bulb, and the bulb that it's contained in, you realize the glass surrounding the piece of delirium is completely solid.
Are those of value, Wrath?
We will have to study the vials, and I'm gonna quickly grab all the stuff and especially the delirium, because this could be like this is probably one of our more significant pieces, right? That we've found, and I don't think we've ever encountered like
worked delirium.
Yeah, like machined or worked or like created delirium or like used delirium. It's mostly just shards and pieces.
I mean, so far the only delirium where it was in the only delirium we've discovered before this was in Tierhaven. It was the piece at the farm.
It was a rough rock. How would something like this get shaped? Someone would have to know what they're doing in order to make something like this.
Now I'm no magic expert, so I would defer to Wrath on this, but it appears that they're using delirium as a source of their magic. They're not corrupted by it like in Tierhaven. They are using it.
It appears they are weaponizing it.
Well, that's
Still
dangerous.
say their minds are corrupted by it. Look what they're doing here. These town folk. Obviously, it's no good what they're doing with it. I'm starting to get a bad feeling from this. I don't know what the Academy's doing wanting this kind of rock.
Well, the last thing we need are groups of people weaponizing this sort of crystal, so as the Dusk Wardens working for the Academy, it's our job to put an end to groups like this. Using delirium for evil.
But I hope the Academy's not got any sort of weird notions about doing this as well. I know they're curious and they're scholars, but who knows?
They made it sound like their mission is to contain. So I see no reason to not trust them just because we found evildoers in this cavern who are using it. We can hope that the Amethyst Academy's goals would be to contain and stop this sort of thing from happening.
Well, I won't make any judgments yet, but so far, as long as they're willing to, fund us to get rid of these groups, I don't mind, but I hope we're not working for a wolf in sheep's clothing, is all I'm saying.
Wrath,
In fact-
the only thing that you can see by looking at this is that in the Academy, and just from the news that you've heard, the Academy has fashioned arcane foci using shards of delirium, and a key part of that process is encasing the shards of delirium in glass.
So this isn't that uncommon to see. Like I've probably seen
it's
it
not
before.
that it's uncommon, it's that this it looks like it's entirely possible this could be something that was made by the Academy and has just fallen into their hands, or someone has done copycat work of the process that the Academy has developed. After all, knowledge does not tend to stay hidden for very long.
most mages or magic users would have to come through the academy anyways, so there's a good chance that she was once a member.
Or she killed a member and stole these items from them.
This is
Either
true.
way, it's important that we contain it's important that we get rid of these sort of weapons, or at least contain them.
Comrades, I appreciate you helping me. I was, as my thoughts become more clear, it appears now that we are in a very dangerous situation. These are not foes to be taken lightly. We may have stumbled upon something quite significant in our investigation.
I know before I was a little uneasy about murdering townsfolk, but since arriving at this temple, I think all bets are off for us. It's kill or be killed in here, and we need to put a stop to whatever's happening in this temple. But in order to do that, we're going to need to be at peak performance. And right now, I'm covered in a lot of blood of me and various other people.
Put my hand on your shoulder and I say, "It's sad that you had to learn this lesson, but I'm glad you're seeing that this is the way out, outside of our little town. It's really survival of the fittest, and we're here to do a job."
Rule number 99, when given a difficult choice, the option that helps the most people is the correct choice.
If we're gonna save the rest of this town,
And we
sounds like
need to do. Yeah.
Right. Now,
I
where should
I
we
can hide us.
You can hide us?
We can. I have a safe place. It only takes a few minutes to create, but we have to decide, like in the other caverns previous, if we want to stay close to danger or retreat and regroup.
But you can make us a safe place. With magic?
Yes. I do fear though that some of these, and I'm going to gesture to the mage, the
The dead
hired
mage.
help. They seem to have vision that goes beyond that of mere mortals. Just like those winged creatures that were infused with delirium. It might give them some kind of sight that is only rivaled by Bruce.
If we head back up the stairs, then the bells would be an alarm even for us, for other people
Trash
coming
place.
out. So maybe we go back to the boats and
Go
create
here.
your safe place there.
I think if that's the best choice to keep us safe while we rest, then let's do it.
They already did send others. There's one that made it up the stairs and 3 more that retreated that exact way. I do not know if the boats will
Maybe
still be available.
the bells will
There
give
was
us
one that went
indication.
back upstairs. The others went deeper into this complex.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
The other friends. Okay.
Yeah, they were taking you to the south. That's the direction the other group with actually your former captives were freed and taken to the south.
I can also set up this safe place down here if we are so bold.
Either up the stairs or in here. It's up to you guys.
Say let's just do it down here and get it over. As long as we can see the danger coming, I think we'll be fine.
We should find a nice corner.
Maybe that room that we were all tied up in.
All right, let's go over here.
Okay. So
But like
back
in
up over
the
here. It's easy enough for you to see now that this is also a dead end. This hallway over here just
Oh, let's
goes
go to
into
the
a
dead end.
T section.
There we go.
yeah, we can go in there. That's a nice little pocket.
And you're gonna set up a tiny hut, I
Little
guess.
tiny hut. I start drawing ritualistic circles and ancient words, and I also leave a few treats on the ground that Bruce can eat
Okay.
as he licks the floor to get its true power.
You know how
We
like
do
a
need a
cat
door.
walks in circles before they lay down? Bruce just kind of walks along the border and walks closer towards the center, and that's where the hut.
That's what really starts the whole.
Yeah.
Paws on the ground, you know, like the
Yeah,
tiny
he
paws.
needs, and then like a circle starts to emulate from that position, like a little dome that we
Yeah.
can like hide in.
Your cat is so weird, Raph. I don't understand.
Okay.
No one can
So you're gonna take a short rest in the I guess this is basically like the cat hut.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cat toys. There's like a cat tree and a lot of like little like balls and stuff. Everything's very quiet in here, so no noise making stuff, but lots of places for Bruce. It's like Bruce's little like tent,
Okay.
and there's some beds that people can use if there's people around.
As you take your time taking your short rest, you are able to identify that there are taken from the body of the other mage, Blythe. She had on her person a scroll case that had within it 2 scrolls with bizarre eldritch writing. But you recognize but deciphering them, one is a scroll of Dimension Door, and one is a scroll of Hypnotic Pattern.
Ooh.
She had 6 potions on her person. 2 of them were potions of greater healing. One of the potions is a potion of heroism. One is a potion of invisibility. One is a potion of invulnerability. And one is a potion of speed.
Who wants what?
as I'm kind of like deciphering them, I have a kind of a feeling as I hand Wilhelm the potion of invisibility, Rudy the potions of heroism and invulnerability. How's everyone doing for healing?
I don't have any healing right now, so I could use a potion.
I don't.
Hei. Skal vi kaste de 2 her, da?
Det er ikke med.
Nei.
Vær så god.
Tusen takk. Or can I throw away glass? Glass. Porselen, keramikk og glass. Here we are. Number 10.
But
You
like,
guys can take the 2 potions of greater healing as well.
and it was
one each.
invulnerability.
Heroism,
And
invulnerability, invisibility, and speed.
Raph, do you want to keep speed?
Does that increase by? Is it just like a? Actually, I'm gonna. Maybe we should give that to Rudy as well.
If you want me to take the speed, you keep the greater healing,
Okay.
and then we can always distribute it as we can.
Yeah.
I
I
like
just feel like you would use those more.
I like us sitting around in a tent, bandaging up like an invisible tent, and we're just reading off these potions, and we're like discussing amongst us, like, well, I could definitely turn invisible. That might be handy for me.
I'm
And like,
holding it, and I'm just
Yeah.
looking at it, and then I go, "Oh, it's speed," and I just throw it.
This one's
looking,
speed. This one's-
looking. As soon as it clicks,
I'm just like,
Oh,
testing
invulnerability.
them, like, I'll take some.
throwing them at you guys.
So I also have a previous potion of heroism that I should probably use at some point.
So you get 10 temporary hit points that last for an hour, and the bless spell.
So an extra D4 on like all your stuff. That's a good potion. We might want those going back in here.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that we're gonna have to fight this big
Them?
thing that they were bringing us to, and we might want to stock up on these potions. Maybe not all at the same time, because you never know what kind of magic can happen when you do that.
Yes. Drinking multiple potions, I've heard, is bad. Raph, you probably know more about that than me, but between becoming invisible and becoming heroic, I think that I'm about ready to take on this temple.
And finally, the Shard of Delirium. It is stable, and for all intents and purposes, it acts as a pearl of power.
Yay, there you go.
Oh,
It's an extra spell slot for you, Raph.
this is it. I can feel the energy radiating from the delirium.
Raph, did you just get a cat's eye magical toy? Is that what's just happened?
However,
And I'm rolling it around on the ground, and Bruce is like, Swatting it?
it is of slightly unstable design. Thus,
classic.
when you use the spell, if you regain the spell slot with this pearl of power, the spell that you cast with that spell slot, you roll a d6, and on a 1, it triggers a wild magic surge.
Trigger all
It's
the
not
wild
perfect.
magic.
It's got a crack in it from Rudy when she hit the back of that, it fell and it went, and it like had like a.
Still works, still fine. I like buff it up a little bit. It's
Glue
fine.
Gluing it, just like get it back together.
Just needs to spit shine. It'll be good.
All right. I think with you all taking a short rest, this is a good place for us to take ours. Yeah, so we will be back in just a few minutes. And we are back from our short rest. We have all finished our consumables and are back to play more D&D.
If you're enjoying the stream and you want to help support our work, check us out on Patreon. You can find out how by following the links below or at patreon.com/dungeon_dudes. We also have a phenomenal Discord community, and we thank all of our patrons and those that have joined the Discord community for growing our wonderful community where you get to hang out with us and chat about all of the nerdy topics you want to. There's a lot of great ideas that get tossed around in there, and a lot of inspiration for future episodes come from our Discord community, which is through our Patreon. So if you are going to join our Patreon, make sure to join the Discord, and you can help contribute to future videos that Monty and I are making for our Thursday videos, and you can just chat with us about all things D&D and any nerdy topics you want.
Of course, don't forget to look at the links below for our Teespring store, where you can find all of your favorite Dungeon Dudes t-shirts, including Troll Killer, yes, and some new ones from Shadows of Drakenheim. You can check out bit.ly/DungeonDudesMerch.
Well,
And of course,
thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later or tomorrow.
Incredible assets produced by talented artists. These have been graciously given us.
You can just wait to stop the stream so we can drive by our neighbor.
Our stream games, and we sometimes do some on our own too.
They
But you
just
can use them at your table,
prepared
too,
for
and we
Halloween
encourage you to check out some of
this
the creators.
weekend.
I'll list off a couple of names. We've got Roll20 with the virtual virtual tabletop, battle maps by Alex
I think they're the only one in the area that does
2-minute tabletop.
something with their yard
Using Dungeon Fog
for
and
Halloween.
Wonderdraft. We have player character artwork by Jeremy Cole. We have some NPC token artwork by Matthias Bourbon, and monster token artwork from the D&D 5e Monster Manual and other source books. We have special effects tokens by Gabriel Picard, and of course our music.
See you later, maybe. I'm gonna play War Thunder, that's for sure. So after the kid is in bed.
Running on